Awesome.
We're so now you're here for a different purpose.
Yes. Tryouts.
Try. That's one way to put it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, whatever. So people watching, obviously, very few people are going to be on live right now, but they'll be watching later.
Right.
You know, not in the first couple of seconds anyway. But so it's co-host search, man.
Yes. Excited.
I know. So I posted that thing, and I got instantly between 15 to 20 messages.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
I was just like, hold up now. How come I'm getting overall, I got around 30 private messages or DMs just on Instagram with it. And I had 30 messages before I had 30 likes. I'm like, hey, what the fuck is going on with that? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what the hell?
At least like it. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come on, man. You know, like, let's like it and then
the
DM
message.
me?
I mean, that's kind of my. I mean, not that I'm sending out DMs, not, but yeah, I like it, and then if I want to send a message, I'll send a message.
Right. So I was just like, hey. So I intentionally didn't look to see, because you can see who liked and didn't, whatever,
right?
You know, all that kind of stuff. I intentionally didn't look because I was like, have these people? Because most of them I didn't know. I had no idea who they were,
right.
Which is totally cool.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, how you gonna DM to try to get on a show and they didn't even like it? I'm like, you people.
Social media.
I was like, what the hell? So people watching are gonna be familiar with you, obviously, because you came on once independently, and then also with the gun debate.
Yeah,
deal.
that was fun.
Yeah, so it was fun, you know, with the Pittsburgh Steeler that we stuck under the Brady jersey.
Yeah, he felt. I could tell he was uncomfortable about that. He just was like, I'm supposed to be facing the other way.
The aura coming over him.
Yeah.
But I think the years he played, they kind of won up the Patriots, so I think he was all right. I have to go back and double check what years he played. I'm not 100% sure, but I think those 3 years they were doing a little better than the Patriots.
Yeah, well, still Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know.
I'll give him props, even though I'm not a Patriots fan. You gotta, I mean,
he's good. Like him or not,
he's GOAT. Yeah, he probably is GOAT. I don't know.
Not the greatest athletic quarterback, right? The greatest practitioner at that position
and accomplished.
Yes. So he's got the right quarterbacks. He's got the right system. I mean, the coaches. He's got the right system. He got all. So he's in a really great situation, and he does exactly what he has to do to win.
He's just more than that. Like he's more than just a. I mean, I used to not believe in him. So I watched those combine videos, and I thought, how can this gangly kid be good? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's a trick here.
Yeah.
There's mirrors. It's going to get exposed, and you watch him play, and I mean, he's legitimately that good and that talented and that smart and in the perfect system. Although I think, from what I understand, he hates Belichick, and I don't know if it's true or not, but that's just what I hear.
We've heard rumors that they butt heads a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody likes Belichick though. He's kind of an abrasive personality.
I mean, if you're butting heads with somebody for 16 years and you go to 8 Super Bowls.
How many Super Bowls did they win? 5?
Well, they've won 5.
5.
And they've been to 8.
So they equaled the Cowboys.
With wins, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Steelers are the only ones with 6.
6, yeah.
And it's San Francisco have 4 or 5?
5.
They have 5 also.
Yeah.
So I have 3 teams with 5.
I say that and I'm going to get corrected.
I think,
but I'm pretty sure it's 5.
Somebody will kill us, but a bunch, yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 teams with 5. 3. So Cowboys, Steelers, Patriots. And then I guess that would be 49ers. I'm not sure. I don't know.
We'll have to
now I'm questioning myself.
Yeah, I know. They have 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They were great in the 80s for a while.
Yes. But it's like, you're like this. You're like, these guys have been good for over like a decade and a half now. Yeah, it doesn't make
sense. I don't know what magic potion they tapped into. I don't know how they got all these guys.
The quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, yes. But they did something with players where they were getting guys to take less money to come play. Like that doesn't happen.
No.
Not to that extent. No. Like all these great players coming in.
Think how many receivers, not to go off on the whole Brady thing, but how many receivers they made into Hall of Famers.
Well, how many receivers were below average till they got to the Patriots, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about how great they are.
Almost all of them.
Yeah. Well, that was Brady, and Belichick, and the whole crew.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you guys, anyway,
their time's coming to an end though soon.
Depends how this draft goes, man.
This time's coming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're lining up to. I'm like, crap. Ugh. But anyway,
all the time catches everybody.
It does, and so we're about to find out, man. Because you got to remember, so the closest to this would be Tom Landry with the Cowboys years ago. And they literally, it was like they
20
were
years, 10 plus
dominant,
wins.
dominant. And it was like 1 year they just went to crap. And it wasn't personnel. It wasn't a lot of players leaving. It was just 1 year. Everybody figured it out or something. And then,
Gosh, I was a real little kid when that happened. But and then I think that was right after. Then right the next year's when Jerry Jones bought the team. That'd be 89.
Well, the year of or the year after?
Year after.
Yeah.
And like go with Tom Landry, and of course all of us at Cowboy Nation was very upset about that. But then they kind of made up for it over the next 5 years, 6 years.
Quick.
Yeah, that was actually very fast.
Took 2 or 3 seasons.
Was it
They had the down
92?
season.
92 was their first one, I think.
I think they did the down
92,
season
93, 95, yeah.
to rebuild, and then they were there.
Oh, that was
Like,
crazy.
Holy crap!
It's crazy. Get the triplets.
That doesn't happen very often.
Man.
Yeah.
Hopefully we got to. They just let go of Dez.
No, they're in trouble right now, man.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna let go of Hope yet. We'll see what they do in the offseason here.
You know,
they need a receiver though. Let go of Dez.
Dallas needs them to do good. The city needs them to be a better team.
It's been a long
Forget
time.
all the fans.
It's
but,
been a
you know,
long
yeah,
time.
It's
been frustrating.
They are the most consistent 8-8 team the NFL's ever seen.
So anyway,
to hell with them guys. So we were talking a little bit over there, but you went cross country, man.
Yeah, I brought my brother. He moved back from Seattle, and so he couldn't take a plane flight, so we had to pack all his stuff up in a U-Haul and a little attachment to the U-Haul, and then in his van, and we drove from Seattle to Houston in 5 days. It was a long trip. Went through Oregon, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and of course Texas, because you got to go all the way through Texas to get back to Houston. So it was
that's a haul, dude.
It was.
Where'd y'all enter Texas?
Through New Mexico. Gosh, don't give me the line. I can't. It's such
Just
a blur
east of
at this
El Paso?
point.
Like that?
No, we didn't go through El Paso. That was an option.
Uh-huh.
My mom lives in West Texas in San Angelo, so we we couldn't skip her.
Yeah.
My brother kind of wanted to, and I was like, "No, Tony, we got to go say hi to mom." And so we went through San Angelo. So I guess I can't remember where exactly we entered, but
But near
that little that section.
Yeah, so you still get the thick of all the nothingness.
Yeah, but I've been driving back and forth through Texas so long. I'm just used to it. But the rest of it was pretty awesome. I could forget about New Mexico. Like, sorry, guys, but there's nothing very memorable there.
Maybe not the best state in the country. At least your opinion, whatever. You know.
Colorado was pretty cool for the few hours we were there. I wanted to spend more time there, but it didn't happen. But
that's easy to get back to Colorado, though, man.
Oh, it's going to happen.
And even from Houston to Denver, flights are nothing. You can get those 79 ones, man. From Southwest.
You can drive. I was looking at they have that Red Rock Amphitheater in Denver. I'm dying to go see a concert there. So I'm thinking about getting one of those little attachments. I don't know if you've seen them. Like there's you can attach them to your truck. They're like little tiny RVs.
Where it's just sort of the camper shell that expands.
Camper shell, and
they
have some that barely expand. It's really like a sleeper, but it's super nice.
Yeah.
I think like $10,000 or less. You can go get them.
You can rent them too.
Yeah,
I know you can rent them because I know people that do that stuff, and they're like,
man,
just rent it. Dude.
I'm really like in love with that idea. I'm on online looking at them. Like, man, this one's super cool, and they like make them really cool with like the all-terrain tires, and they get man. I'm like finding. I don't know if this is me getting older, and I'm like into RVs now, and I'm like, oh man. But I'm trying to make it cool because it's like an attachment to my truck. It's not like an actual old person RV. I just think it looks really awesome. And I'm like, so I got all these plans. Like we went through Moab, Utah, which I had no idea how amazing, first of all, Utah is. Utah's gorgeous. Utah's
cool, man.
And Moab looked like an amazing place to go hang out for a while. So I'm like, I've got all these, Well,
we were talking because it's been over a decade since I was there. So now you being there recently, telling me it was like now it's overpopulated. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's touristy.
Busy.
It's touristy. Yeah. They've definitely developed a cool tourist town.
Yeah. Which
with it.
Great for commerce, love it, all that kind of free society. But it's just like
there's a lot of people. Damn. It's busy with people.
Yeah.
I think you can find you could probably find a way to get away from people out there. There's a lot of space. So I think you could. But yeah, it's busy with people.
Yeah, that'd be my deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't be with all
I know what you mean.
Like,
yeah.
You go camping, and you're like, yeah, and you look at this, and it's booked everywhere. I'm like, fuck that.
It was like the weekends are booked for like 2 years, and like a lot of those places. And but they're open during the week, from what I saw, You can reserve stuff during the week, and I don't know. I got to do a little more research into it, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen soon. I'm gonna go out there.
Get out there, chop some snakes' heads off, grill them up.
I don't know about that. I try to avoid snakes. I'm not Bear Grylls. I'm not out there chasing any wild animals down.
No.
But
Well, you can sit back. Then you do the fire. You can make it.
I'll
nice
make a fire.
We'll go find all the food.
I can make a fire.
Yeah.
Give me a lighter and something. I'll figure it out. I didn't go past Weeblos. I did Weeblos and then I stopped. So I don't remember my last badge. I don't know if we did the stick thing or not.
No, you don't need that. Just get a torch. Just
right, we live in the 21st century. Why am I using a stick?
Yeah, I mean, heavily populated area, whatever. It's like, I want to go to, because we had that whole little thing on it got into the deal about Dana White.
The light heavyweight thing?
Saying,
Mike Trent stopped trolling me about jiu-jitsu. I saw that little low-key shot you took on me. I'm going to order a bunch of food at your restaurant, and I'm not going to pick it up.
Oh, you know what?
I'll get you back.
Yeah. Just tell me when you do it, because I'll go get it.
Yeah, Mike knows me. So anyway, yeah.
So on Twitter, people getting a little pissy on Twitter.
Are they? I need to get back
Instagram
on
was
Twitter.
great. It was fun. It was just like, hey, what
have
about
a little
this?
fun with it.
And Twitter, there's some people like, the fuck you posting this shit for?
Twitter gets nasty.
I'm like, who the fuck are you? Yeah.
Twitter gets nasty.
Twitter's dirty,
People
dude.
they let it out. Like there's Twitter life, and then there's other
reality.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
I don't know. Like I thought that was I don't know. Dana White, Uncle, what do they call him? Uncle Dana.
But so this is my deal. He's good at spinning shit.
Yeah.
He's good at promoting. So I'm like, what's he trying to promote?
Yeah. Well, I think, I don't think John Jones is going to get as big a suspension as they're talking about. Like they're starting to really come out with like even.
You think they'll reduce it? Because you already got it, right?
He's got 4 years. Is that correct?
I'm going to say yes. I have to go double
because
I saw so much.
But there's like now the guy, man, what's his name? The Golden Snitch. Shab nicknamed him, which he's not real happy about.
Yeah.
The guy's, I can't think of his name now, but the guy that runs the USADA program for the UFC, he's saying that doesn't make sense. It probably was. He probably did take something tainted.
Yeah.
Because the way the tests came back don't make sense. So it makes me think that maybe something's in the works that they know he's going to be released sooner rather than later.
And it could be, because that's what I was telling people. This is a side thing on Jones. So before the fight, I'm going to say sometime, not the day before, but before the fight, he tested clean.
Right.
And then the samples that he was testing dirty were basically either right after the fight or but basically fight day. Just generally speaking, we'll just say fight day because it's keep it easy. And then that was dirty, but it was not. The level wasn't very high. The level would have suggested that if he took it, it was coming off of him, right? Well, if you test clean a couple weeks before, the half-life of the substance that was there was, I think, 18 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can't test clean, and multiple samples on that clean test to make sure it was clean.
Right.
So I think 3 tests on that sample. So clean, and then a week or two later, he's just very slightly dirty.
Yeah.
So he clearly didn't take it then.
It's weird.
So yeah, so something.
It's weird, and I mean the only thing is with his history of decision making,
it doesn't help him.
Who knows?
Doesn't help him at all.
Right, but I mean I think we all are so eager to give him the benefit of the doubt because we want to see him in the octagon.
Fight.
Man, he's just as far as like I mean DC's not he's not. John Jones is just he's amazing. Amazing talent.
He's just something special.
He is. He's got that
ability,
extra little. He's got that extra little bump.
Yeah.
He's that one step above even the greatest.
Yeah.
And as great, and DC is a great light heavyweight. I mean, he really is a great light heavyweight.
Like we posted, he's killed everybody.
Yeah.
He's blown through everybody except Jones.
But and who hasn't not beaten Jones?
Right. And that's, I mean, Jones, and their fights were not one-sided. Does that make sense? They were not one-sided. People come sometimes like, oh, well, so-and-so got his bell rung. That's just the nature of it. I think if they fought 10 times, I think it'd probably be 6 or 7 to Jones.
I agree with that. DC has the ability to beat Jones. I mean, if you watch him, DC holds his own.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
It's just Jones is just special.
Yeah.
And he'll find that one little spot. Like he just finds it.
It looks like luck to me. I know it's not, but it looks that way.
I don't know.
Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
And if I would say this on Jones, if you screw up, if you do an awkward hesitation on a punch or a jab or a takedown or anything, any part of the deal, he jumps on that hesitation like no one has ever done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're gonna pay if you fuck up. So whatever you do, commit to it.
Yeah, that's the guy. Well, I think I saw some people make some comments about, well, what about like Tito Ortiz and of course Chuck Liddell, and we talk about light heavyweight, and those guys. Obviously, Chuck Liddell probably has a pretty good argument in there until he started getting his bell rung. But I mean, I think if you take it by today's standards, like fighters today they're just better.
Yeah,
they're just more well-rounded.
Yeah. Greater training, greater.
You put these same guys 10, 15 years ago, they're wiping all those guys out. I think.
Unless, which is because I always hate comparing different generations.
Yeah.
And they're really close. But if you took those batch of guys and put them through the training and regimens of everything that they go through today,
it's true.
Well, then who's better?
That's why it's so impossible.
You can't really.
Yeah.
But for their time, one of the things, and Dana had mentioned it in his deal, so I'm going to paraphrase it, but about Liddell. He was like, Liddell carried the entire UFC.
Oh, he did.
For 2.5, 3 years.
He was the
him.
UFC.
It was it.
The Iceman. Oh, man, he was the UFC.
Yeah, and I mean, it was... Think of how many people cut their fucking hair like Liddell, dude.
The Mohawk.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
He was a wild man.
Yeah, he was nuts.
I saw he had I don't know, I don't remember that show, Tap Out, or with the old Tap Out crew back when before Tap Out
he
sold
did it,
out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the purpose of it. I know he's on it.
He was crazy. He had a stripper pole in his bedroom. Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah, I do remember.
And I remember, this guy is living the life.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my God.
Yeah. He was not.
Chuck Liddell's a wild man.
Yeah, he was.
I kind of miss those guys. We still got some wild men.
The only one that's been through both is GSP, man. He's the only one that's kind of lived through both. Well,
he might have the ultimate argument for GOAT, especially after what he just did to Bisping.
How was it? He was 4 years? Was he out? Almost 4 years.
And he looks better.
Looks better.
Went up to a higher weight class.
Yeah.
It just blew through. His jiu-jitsu's better. He's been training up there with Danaher.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of stuff with those guys, and you can see it. And man, he's
my only complaint about GSP is he never really seemed like the go for the kill guy. Does that make sense?
Is that true? I feel like
there were some fights he went. There were some that he did.
He's a super smart fighter, but it's not like he didn't. I don't think he was ever hesitant. It's not like he stayed on the outside and tried to pick a guy. He had his style of driving through people, getting him on the ground, beating the crap out of him. Wearing them down and just through almost like a war of attrition with guys, just make them want to not be there. But I feel like he tried. I feel like his finishing, I don't feel like he didn't have knockout power. It wasn't he didn't have lightning in his hand type thing. So that it's hard. He's not generating that kind of stuff. And I feel like his submissions at the time were just not at that level yet, where he's finishing people with those. And I think now I hope he continues to fight. I want to see, because I think his game is taking a step. Now he's older and he's got a limited window, but I think his game is taking a step. And I think I don't think anybody wants to fight him.
He'll definitely do. I think he'll definitely do one defense. I think he will definitely defend his title once.
He's talked about. Didn't he talk about going to up to 170, back down to 170 to fight Woodley? Don't think they've been talking about that.
It's speculation. I don't know how much. Yeah, that would be crazy.
Kidding me?
Yeah,
just phenomenal fight.
And all that kind of stuff.
I love to see how they handle each other, because Woodley's so scary. Yeah, but then GSP is he can handle. I feel like he can handle that guy. He's got the physical size.
He's got the wisdom. He's got the fight knowledge. He's got the octagon knowledge.
Yes, I would love to see it. I would love to see that fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but man,
that would be a big one for him.
Because I thought he wanted to just give up the 185. Let me fight Woodley.
Yeah.
Please.
But and that's when I say the defense.
Yeah.
I should say that he will fight one more time, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be it. Win, lose, draw. I just don't. His age, man.
I was always a big GSP fan. Even when people didn't like him, he's not a finisher. I don't know. Just like the guy. He seemed like a real. Yeah. I liked his persona. I liked his character. I liked what he represented. Like a true martial artist.
Yeah. He took it very seriously. He would still goof a little bit and be kind of silly, but he was never disrespectful. He never did anything crazy.
I just liked it, man. I was always a big, huge GSP fan. Yeah. Always. I always will be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he is not in the discussion of the greatest of all time in the UFC, then
that's
people
crazy.
are silly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I might be making this up. I think he fought more rounds than anybody else. Like he's like
Well,
all,
I believe
all
that
these
'cause he never
5
fucking
rounds.
finished anything.
Yeah, all these 5-round wars with people, and
You're like,
yeah,
come on, man.
that's insane. Like the amount of hours he put in that octagon.
No joke. Because this was obviously before this recent one, but so years ago I was always laughing because I was like, he's the type of guy that he's like, I trained for months and months for this, specifically for this. I'm not going to end it in a round. He was like, I trained so much for this. I want to experience. I want the journey of the whole 5 rounds.
Wow, this
like I feel like that's his mentality. Does that make sense? Like he never said this, but
if he did, like you're a sadist. Because I mean, how do you not want to be in and out in 10 seconds if possible? McGregor Aldo, like that should be like everybody's hope.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
On, let's go
Didn't
party.
even break a sweat. Let's roll.
He didn't.
No.
You're more of a sweat warming up.
Yeah, exactly.
That was crazy.
Shit. What do you think about Conor did, man?
I don't know. I was like mad at first. I was like really just not mad. That's wrong. I don't know the guy, so I'm not gonna take it personal. But I was disappointed. Like, man, what are you doing? Like, you're wrecking other guys' careers now.
Yeah.
Like, but then I thought about it a little more, and I was like, okay. So I think things got out of. I don't think he intended all of that madness, right? I think he intended to make a show and to pump up something, and to get maybe something going between him and. I can never say his name. It could be Nurmagomedov. I can never say his name right.
Yeah,
Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe something like that was going on, but it just got out of control. Like something happened where he took one step too far.
I mean, and I'm not trying to defend his actions. I'm thinking that the way he grabbed that dolly, that was not a regular dolly. It was a dolly. I mean, that wasn't like staged or any of that kind of stuff. But I've picked up an assload of different types of dollies in my life.
They're heavy.
They're heavy as shit.
I was surprised he was able to do that.
And it was just, you got to remember, he's not a huge dude.
No.
Right?
No, he's not.
So he's probably 180 pounds.
Right now,
185 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Not fighting.
So for him and his height and all that kind of stuff, to grab that dolly the way he did, the way it came off the ground. I'm not talking throwing it. I'm not talking the way it went through the window. The way it came off the ground. I'm like, something that was not what he expected. Does that make sense? Like, you can tell people's
Who let him in there?
Well, he was due to be there. His media company was covering it. I think his company's part of the promotions.
Okay.
So people are like, oh, he got on a plane and flew out there specifically for this. No, motherfucker, he was going to be there anyway.
Okay.
Like, none of this stuff's come out. It'll come out in court, obviously.
Right.
He didn't get on a fucking plane in Ireland with a bunch of thugs specifically to fly over to do this.
Well, I mean, I think he has a house in Las Vegas too, in that Nevada area.
I want to say but I don't.
I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm almost 90% sure.
Yeah.
Like, I saw that show Notorious, like his little documentary, and nice house.
Yeah. So he was gonna be there.
Yeah.
But the way it came up, it was almost like his body didn't take it right, so it wasn't heavy enough. So then he's going. I could see him very well, like you said. Big this fucking thing, throw this in the side of the bus, blah 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 blah, and this shit just went to the window. I don't think, because then it's kind of like, crap.
I don't think I will not knowing him. I'm pretty sure the last thing he wanted to do was injure 3 fighters on the bus.
Right.
And now that 100 and whatever million he got from Mayweather, he's gonna have to write some checks.
Yeah.
He's gonna be light in the pocket from that. I mean, he's still gonna be a rich man, but he's gonna be light in the pocket. What's interesting, UFC hasn't let him go.
No, they're not, and that's what watch Rogan all the time, all that kind of stuff. So Rogan was like, yeah, he's getting special treatment. Like, this is bullshit.
Oh, no doubt.
He was like, flip it and take any one of those guys that got injured and flip them with Conor.
They're gone.
And that Conor got hurt because of this.
Oh,
he
definitely gone.
They're long gone, man.
Yeah. No, they're not. They don't want to let him go.
Yeah. So
they're going to use this, and it's going to turn into.
Well, the rumors are they've already picked out the venue.
Not surprised.
And the fight is going to be close to, but in less than a year. In Russia.
In Russia.
But they've already picked the venue, and some of that back end stuff as far as the licensing and all that stuff's already happening.
Russia seems like a Vegas fight to me.
I don't know, man.
Because it's such a huge.
Well, I think
fight.
they have to do that because what if he gets a felony? He can't fight in U.S.
He's not getting a felony. I think if it was going to happen, because here's the thing, first of all, the companies involved, the parties involved have to file the charges or have to request the charges.
Do they in Vegas? Do you know that for sure?
Well,
because that's why I wasn't sure.
So I'm just okay. So I don't know, but most law is pretty consistent throughout the states, and you need almost always a victim to press charges,
right?
Unless it's something where the state is already specifically stated that the state will file the charges on your behalf. Like here in Texas, family violence law, state will file charges on a victim's behalf, regardless if they cooperate or not.
Right.
But you need a cooperating witness. So let's just take this example. So these 3 fighters, they got hurt, obviously pissed. Checks are going to be written. Yeah. UFC is going to talk to them. And I'm sure the UFC has a lot of influence with the district attorney's office down there.
Oh, absolutely.
And the company who got damage to the property, that's nothing. Like he can buy that bus with no problem.
Yeah.
So checks are going to be written. People are going to be talked to. Things are going to be brought down to a calm level. I'm almost without for sure. I just feel like for sure that it's going to be stuff's going to be played out at misdemeanor level. His immigration's not going to be screwed with, and he's going to be allowed to continue to fight because there's all these mitigating circumstances that they'll take into play. He's a UFC fighter. Does he have prior criminal history in the United States? And I don't think he does.
I don't think anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
It was an event that got out of control. All the parties will be satisfied with misdemeanor level stuff.
And the checks they get.
Yeah. And it'll be absolved. And because that's what the UFC wants. And then they'll.
Yeah. If all of that plays out that way, then yes, I think it'll happen.
I think that's what's going to happen. But he's going to write some fat checks.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Especially
he'll make 10 times that in the fight.
I don't know. He's going to write some fat checks. Like the UFC doesn't pay.
If he and Habib fight.
It's going to be a good fight. That's an interesting fight.
It's an interesting fight, but because of all the dynamic now, people are going to want to pay out the boat for that.
Right now with McGregor, he's lightning. So anytime he does anything, people want to see it. You know, they're talking about him fighting Mayweather too, like in the octagon. Have you read
They were talking that, and then did you hear some of the rules?
Ridiculous. It sounded weird.
Like you couldn't. Basically, there's no submissions, and if you took down, there couldn't be anything on the ground.
So I hadn't heard that. This is what I heard. Yeah. I heard octagon.
Yeah.
Clinching allowed.
Clinching was allowed. Yeah.
No kicking. No takedowns. And 4-ounce gloves. That's what I had heard. Gloves.
I heard that you could take down, but you couldn't do anything.
You could throw them down, but
right. So like sweeps and things of that nature. But you had to, as soon as somebody hit the ground.
I'd be surprised if Mayweather agreed to that because he has.
It'll be a fight of.
I'm surprised he agrees to clinching. Although Mayweather obviously boxing clinching, but that's a different type of clinching. Than
no kicks.
The fight's over in 30. In less than 2 minutes if you're doing kicks and punch. Because Mayweather, you can't train for that in 6 months.
I would have no interest in watching that whatsoever.
I would just see Mayweather get his ass kicked.
But like even that, it's like, would he?
Yeah.
Because you can't kick, you can't knee.
Oh, you mean without the kicks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the same.
It's like I
think I would watch Freak Show thing and just to see what happens. I think the clinching and the cage changes things. It's harder it depends on the size of their cage too. Yeah. But it changes the ability for Mayweather to run because you can't use that cage like a ropes.
Right.
So that would if he gets clinched and starts getting taking those shots in a clinch. But I don't know. Mayweather's still a credible boxer. So if it's those are the rules. I don't know.
But I don't know if you can clinch and grab arms and do all that kind of stuff. Then obviously
maybe
you can press in a bunch of jiu-jitsu vertically. Especially if you get somebody against the cage.
I mean, there's a lot of MMA takes clinching to a different level than boxing with the way it's set up. So I don't know. I guess I would watch for the freak show factor.
I would probably watch it, but I would be watching it to see in hopes that there was a train wreck. Does that kind of make sense?
I just want to see Mayweather get beat.
But he's too
I don't
smart,
like the
dude.
guy. He's not a good guy.
He's not gonna. I don't think he'll put himself in a position to lose. Does that make sense? He'll put so many rules and parameters and bull crap on it that it's.
Yeah, I mean, he's a smart businessman that way, so you're probably right. I don't think that. I kind of don't think that it sounded too ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know if that one will come around.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see him do a real MMA fight. All these Mayweather D riders just get embarrassed by him. Like, this is what a real fight looks like.
Yeah,
not that boxing point crap. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like, don't get me started on points.
You know what I'm
Points. I'm like,
saying?
trigger, like put the vein back down. Like,
Yeah.
with the points.
Yeah.
I hate points, man.
Yeah.
Like my whole thing, even in UFC, if you go 3 rounds, like, okay, 4th round, you just go. If nobody's won in 3 rounds, you go. Go
Well,
until
like the
somebody
old
gives
Pride
up.
days where they had yellow cards. And
Yeah.
I don't know. The UFC, I mean, I guess they're not going to fuck with it because it's it's making money and it's going well. But I feel like I wish they would institute some things for stalling, institute some things. Be willing to make some changes to some of the format. The point system's horrible. Like, it just doesn't work for MMA. There's too much going on.
Well, because there's so much in. I don't like defensive boxing. Although it's a skill, it's part of boxing. I just don't like watching. It's not entertaining. But there is defensive jiu-jitsu, you know, and defensive MMA tactics and utilization in the octagon. You shouldn't be docked for that. Does that make sense?
No, I agree. And I don't think guys get, I mean, it seems that from what I understand, a lot of these judges are, I mean, I guess they go through some type of MMA training. I mean, not actually training, but, you know, they go through something to be certified to fight you. I mean, they're athletic commission certified guys, right? Yeah. So they do boxing, and I don't know how much their knowledge is on the art form of MMA because, like, there's things that are happening. So, like, someone gets a takedown. Yeah. But then the guy stands back up. Did they really get a takedown? Like, if you go to grappling arts, that's not a takedown. No. That's you might get an advantage.
You have to have control. To me, you have to have control.
You absolutely have to have
control.
Right. Otherwise, the guy successfully defended your takedown because you didn't hold him on the ground. Or submission attempts. There's all kinds of submission attempts happening constantly that the untrained have no idea that that's a submission attempt. And if it's getting close, like, that should be the same as landing a significant strikes that somebody is having to defend. If they don't defend this submission properly, the fight's over. Right. Or something's broken.
Same thing as a knockout punch.
Yeah.
You got to defend it equally.
Do they give that proper scoring? Yeah. Because that's, you know, that should be given the same level. And I don't know that they do. And I don't know, maybe they do, but how are they even able to recognize it? So how do you do that in 10 points?
So this is how I look at it, right? This was my measure, and I'm massively simplified. When I'm watching UFC, and obviously because I'm well versed in it and I understand the moves and I see everything, especially with TV, the angles they have,
it's
perfect.
Phenomenal.
The judges don't have that type of view.
Yeah.
But when my wife asks me who won that round, and I have to answer, it depends on how they're judging it.
Oh, all the time.
I don't like that. It depends how they're judging it.
Yeah.
I should know.
Yeah.
You know? And not that boxing's straightforward, but in boxing, 9 out of 10 times, you know how they're doing it.
Simplified. Strikes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's
there's
built up.
There's not a lot of options.
There's, hey, who hit who more?
Yeah.
You're
punching, running, or grabbing, or falling. I don't know what
yeah. But yeah, it's. I really think they should change that. I don't know. I don't think it's even that difficult to come up with a better scoring system. I don't think it'd be that complicated at all. But I don't know that maybe we're not there yet. Maybe another 10 years they'll do it. But man, I wish they'd change that.
I like the idea of making it bigger, making the octagon bigger.
Yeah.
So because so many times people use the cage as defense.
I think that's just part of MMA. I've heard people say they don't like the cage. I've heard Joe Rogan say that. You don't like the cage.
Yeah, you don't like it.
He's
like throw it on a football field.
Here's the thing, man. Like, if you get a giant mat, you would have to have a football field. Because even a giant mat, people are running off the mat. Like, it's happening. They're going to, and they're going to use that to their advantage too. Like, if you watch a lot of the professional jiu-jitsu submission-only fights right now, they'll take a very large mat. Yeah. Guys are still running off of it. And so that's with most of the work being done on the ground. So, just, you know, a standing fight, it's not a standing MMA fight, guys are standing and all that stuff. They're going to be running off that mat to get out of situations. So I don't think that's good. I like that the cage prevents that from happening. Yeah. So, and I like that it adds that weird element of, well, what do you do here? Now you're stuck on the cage and you've got to, you know, pummel or do something to get yourself in a better situation to either get off the cage or reverse the position. I like the cage. You know, I don't think it's outdated. I kind of disagree with Rogan on that one.
It's not outdated. And when I say bigger, I don't know if bigger would help, but it seems the recent fights that I've watched, so I'll say the last 3 months of various MMA fights, not just UFC, but even lower level, it's so often it's immediately to the cage.
Yeah.
It's immediately to the cage. And I'm like, ugh. So maybe the rule is like a 10-second count in basketball.
Clinching.
Where it's just, you get a 10-second count, and if you're still in the cage, they bring you back out. Yeah.
I think they should give the refs more latitude, excuse me, on what's happening right then. Because I wouldn't want to give someone 10 seconds, so I just got to hold this for 10 seconds while another guy's working into a single leg or a back take from a
and
cage.
that's where I think if the refs have the idea or the ability, liberty, the authority.
So like if it's 10 seconds of neither person is advancing their position, okay, let's reset in the middle of the cage. If it's 10 seconds and somebody's clearly advancing and slow, because you know how grappling is. Yeah. Sometimes grappling, especially at high levels, the movement, the improvement of someone's position over another may be just inches, and it may take minutes. It may take minutes to get to that position where you need to actually go where you want to go. It could be that. And
a lot of those guys are going to be able to tell that. The referees are going to be able to see that.
Yeah, the refs nowadays, for the most part, are pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Most of them trained. They have a background.
If they make mistakes, it's because something happens on the blind side of their view, or we see it because
I wouldn't want to be a ref out there. Man, those guys' careers are on the line, and you got to make the right call, and things are happening very fast. And
I've seen too many times, like guys, I'm like, they take a cross or something, they're standing, boom, they are out. And literally by the time they fall and the other person jumps on them, they recover.
Yeah.
And they've come back and won fights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, crap, when do you call it? Because and especially when they go back and show the slow-mos, you're like, that dude is flat out. He just recovered. Like it's like the impact on the canvas made him recover.
I think if they recover, obviously it's okay. Then they're in the fight. They're still intelligently defending themselves.
Yeah,
I guess.
But then there were a couple of, was it the Jose Aldo fight where the big hematoma was happening? This was like 4 or 5 years ago, and he was literally like, he stood like he was like, I don't want to hit him anymore.
There's been a couple fights like that. I know. I kind of remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was years ago, but
there's a good one, and Tom DeBlas, he was fighting, and I don't know if it was the UFC or not, or it might have been a smaller promotion. And he posted, I love this fight. First of all, I really love Tom DeBlas. I think he's a real quality guy. Yeah. He's just amazing. And he was showing he showed a fight. I think it was his last fight. He posted like, this is when I stopped fighting. Like I was done. Yeah. He's fighting this guy and he's beating him up, which wasn't a surprise. He's beating the guy up pretty good. And finally the guy's just not really, he's not capable of defending himself from Tom. Like he's not capable of stopping the punches, and Tom's laying in really hard punches on him and really taking the guy down, but the ref's not stopping it. And so you see at some point Tom just like stops, like, hey, what are we doing? And then finally the ref calls it, but like, Tom was like, and then afterwards he's like, you okay? You could see the true concern. And there's like, like, where do you stop it at? You got to know when a guy is just, he may be kind of defending himself, but
he's not. When you can tell when it's
he doesn't want to quit,
right?
But he's getting hurt. Like he's getting more than just hurt. Now we're taking brain damage, and that's time to stop.
And when the opponent kind of takes that hesitation, almost looks back at the ref,
hey, what are you doing?
Like, hey,
we're gonna stop this. There's been a couple fights I've seen in the UFC too where they're like looking at the ref like, come on, like I don't want to. Because there's some really good guys that fight, and there's some that aren't. They don't care if they hurt their opponent. But there's a lot, I think, that
an overwhelming majority do not want to end someone's career.
Right, or cause them, severe physical, mental damage for the rest of their life.
Right.
They're aware and conscious of what's happening. So, I wouldn't want to be a ref. Like, that's a tough job.
Like, son
Too much relies on you. You fuck up in there, and, man, people get hurt pretty bad. And,
damn.
Yeah, no way.
That was, But I will say this. I had made a commitment that I would not watch it, so I would not watch if Khabib and McGregor fight.
Why would you watch it?
That pisses me off too much, man. Like the fact that guys' careers are affected because of his actions. Staged or not or that, I'm just kind of like, for me, I'm like, that's where I drew the line. Like if he came and he did everything he did and nobody got hurt, I'd be okay.
I'm watching it.
You still watch it?
I mean, I'm not happy with what he did, but I look, we're humans. People are humans.
Yeah.
People make stupid mistakes.
I don't disagree with that.
People make dumb mistakes.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm just kind of like, and I think it stems from personal shit because I've been in situations where I've done absolutely nothing wrong and actually put myself in a suffering situation to help others and then receive the shit end of the stick.
Right.
If that makes sense?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like some of these, I'm just like, oh man, these, they're injured, they're hurt.
Right.
We still don't know the end result of all the glass shards in the guy's eye.
Yeah, that's
that kind of stuff.
Not
and
good.
I'm like,
that's really bad.
Antics or not, or if you're pissed or not, or whatever, you kind of like if you pull a gun and you fire it, you've written the check on it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what happens to that bullet.
I mean,
And I'm like, and so I'm not mad at people if they watch it. I'm just kind of like, and I was a huge McGregor fan. I was just like, and all that stuff.
We'll see.
What he went through with Mayweather and everything, that was just like, that is fucking hilarious. Like I loved the hell out of it. That was awesome. But this one, I was like,
I was in Vegas for that fight. So I was in Vegas for Jiu-Jitsu Worlds, and
that was the same.
That was the same week. Like we had already scheduled our trip to Vegas for that. It's a big event. It was Masters Worlds, Old Man Worlds. Sorry, 30 and up. But so we're there, and I'm with my girlfriend, and she wants to go to the Boneyard in Vegas. Like she's like, I want to go to the Boneyard. We're going to the Boneyard. We're going to schedule the Boneyard, and well, it's the same night of the fights. And so all the casinos are having, come in, pay whatever to come in, free drinks and food, and watch the fights here. So a couple of my friends that are there, like, hey, come over here to name the hotel, and we're watching the fights here. It's like $100 cover fee, whatever. Their cover fees are pretty expensive, and just to get in to watch. But the drinks are free, so it kind of made up for it.
Get your money's worth,
Yeah, and I was like, man, like this fight had been hyped for 6 weeks, like crazy. But I promised my girlfriend we'd go to the Boneyard. I knew I couldn't break.
So you went to the Boneyard.
I knew I couldn't break this promise, and so we went to the Boneyard. But so I get on my phone. I'm like, somebody's gonna Facebook Live this fight. It's gonna happen, right?
Oh, of course.
So I get find one immediately. Someone's Facebook Live in the fight. So we're waiting in the line to go on this little tourist thing to the Boneyard, which whatever. And I'm watching the fights on my phone. I'm watching the Mayweather McGregor fight. Oh my god! And I'm just like watching, and I'm trying to like act like I'm paying attention. Yeah, I'm totally engrossed in the fight. Well, there's other guys there too, with their wives and girlfriends. Well, they start coming over my shoulder, and they're like, "What's going on with the fight? Where we at?" I was like, "Oh, it's a good fight. He caught him with an uppercut." Like maybe Mayweather didn't see that coming, I'm like very excited, and so my girlfriend, she trains and she's into fights too, so she's kind of watching a little bit too, but she wants to take pictures, she wants to get good pictures at the Boneyard of all the cool signs. But the whole this poor tourist guide, like all the guys like falling behind me. And my girlfriend's and we're watching the fights, we're talking about it, and like all the women are up there listening to like the person, but we're all like talking loud, like, oh my god, you see that, and this is crazy, and why they keep breaking them up, man, the ref is clearly for Mayweather, this is ridiculous. And the whole trip. So we were in Vegas for the fights, and I didn't actually, I saw the fights in Vegas, but not the way you wanted to see the fights, but I did see it in Vegas, but it was that was such a crazy, and all the Irishmen that were there all week, like in the hotels and stuff, they were bananas. Mayweather Money Team fans were there, but the Irish fans, man, they had their bow ties and suspenders. They looked like fun though. Like I wanted to go hang out with these guys.
Dude. Yeah,
they looked like fun. These hooligans, they were awesome. That was a fun week. I had a good time.
Coolest people in the world to hang out with is Irishmen and Australians, because they're all just
never
crazy
hung out with
hell,
Australians.
Dude. It's the same. They sound a little different. They're both crazy as shit, and they look and sound a little different.
Australia seems cool. Like they seem like a lot of cool people.
They're all nuts, dude. Which is that was fun, especially through my service years and stuff, because we dealt with their Royal Air Force.
Yeah,
they're a blast.
They look like it. They look like it. They're always cheerful. Like you see them. They're always very cheerful, always making funny jokes. Yeah. I follow a couple of guys from the jiu-jitsu guys from Australia, and they seem pretty cool. Yeah. There's one here recently. I didn't get to go to his seminar. I was kind of bummed, but they all seem like really cool guys. Yeah. They seem almost like Americans to me, in a way. Like I don't know, like that.
In many ways, they are, as far as attitude and how they live their life and the lifestyle and the government is. I mean, all those things are super similar there. Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of between what the U.S. and Canadian government is. It's like the Australian government's kind of wedged sort of in between there. There's a lot of perimeter things, but generally speaking.
Yeah, they just banned guns recently, though, right?
It was a while back.
Well, yeah.
Oh, dude, okay. Just listen to this. For the first time in like over 50 years, whatever, London has passed New York City in the number of murders.
It's crazy, right?
Not from what I understand. So I saw a couple flashes. Not percentage and rates and equations. Like literally the number of murders to the number of murders, and all of them happened via knife.
Yeah, well, they got to ban knives now.
Did you see that?
Yes.
The mayor of London, like, banned, like literally, they have the boxes out, like turn your knives in, and there's these laws that, and literally,
you can't order knives.
Yeah, you can't order them. You have to be in person to get them, and
register your knives.
Register your knives.
Register your kitchen knives.
Yeah, so, no, it was kitchen knives.
I know.
This is fucking crazy. I'm like, do people do? And when you listen to the rhetoric compared to what's happening in the U.S., it's all you do is you take out the word gun and you put in the word knife. 100%. Why do you need a knife that's longer than this? Why do you need to carry a knife with you? What's the purpose of you having to have this knife?
Isn't that crazy?
And it's literally all the, and I'm like, mother shit. I'm like, are you serious?
It's happening.
Knives? We're talking about culinary knives.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's happened, but I think it did. You can't buy knives with the point now.
I heard that.
They've got to be more of like the butcher style, the chop style.
Yeah, because you can't hurt anybody with that, right?
I'm like, what are people thinking about?
I don't know.
Is it going to be pens next? Pencils and pens? Like
that might be us in 50 years. Who knows?
Nah,
I don't know.
You say that, but
I'm kind of being facetious, but that's just bizarre. It seems like it's not real. Like it doesn't seem like real life that you would ever hear them say, "Well, you got to turn in your knives."
I thought it was bullshit because it was near April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
I think it was a couple days after when I was reading about all this stuff, but right around April Fool's, I was like, "Oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is not. Are you serious?"
It's a perfect example of it's not the weapon. It's who's behind that weapon? What kind of people are causing this damage?
So I'm like, when are we going to address the people, not the tool? Like,
things are getting worse. Like, they're talking about. I don't know. Like I'm hearing things that scare me that, like the Republican Party maybe, not that I'm political. I don't want to say I'm apolitical. I'm more of a libertarian. But, I would lean to the right, and I'm hearing, it doesn't look like the Republican Party as it stands now, although it's very different now anyway, is maybe done. Like, this new generation of voters coming up are very left leaning. And
well, I'll say this this was kick-ass stats that I did not know. Kids and young adults from 16, I want to say it was 23, it may have been 24, to the low 20s. It was some crazy number, like 83 to 85% of them are pro Second Amendment.
I hope you're right.
And they're like, what? Like it was that, and I was like, no, I'm not reading this right. Let me look at this again. And I was looking at this about a month ago. I was looking at it. I'm looking at it again. I'm like, that's what it says. I'm like, well, there's a link. Let me go to this link. No, that's what it says. An overwhelming majority of kids and young adults in that age range are pro Second Amendment, pro gun rights, and pro. I'm like, that. I was like, it didn't make sense. And even now thinking about it, I'm like, that's not what's on the news.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're right.
So
I'm sure that's correct. That's good. Yeah. That's a good stat. I don't know. We'll see. This new generation is very different from us. I mean, they're coming up with a whole new world. I mean, they got their own. It's very, very different.
How they communicate, how they deal with stuff,
they're exposed to a lot of different things and a lot of different viewpoints, and maybe that's going to be a good thing.
Yeah,
I hope. I don't know though. My kids are a good example though. Then they were great because my kids are phenomenal. Like I don't know how they came from me because my son's like brilliant. My daughter's amazing, and I'm like, man, like y'all are my kids. Like, they look just like me, so I'm pretty sure they are. But
like, where did this go?
They look just like me, so I'm like, all right, they're my kids, all right. And so my son the other day, texted me. He goes, "Hey, Dad, what's your most memorable moment of puberty? What do you remember the most?" And I was like, I was looking at my text. He's 15, so I was 14, turning 15 soon. And I was like, I kind of texted him back, and he goes, "It's Dad, it's for science. It's a school assignment. And he sends me the copy of the paper that he got from his health teacher. Yeah. They're supposed to discuss this with us and report on it, I guess. And I'm like, wow, because that could be a lot of things. You're and like, so I go, well, started getting acne. Kind of weird. I was like, a lot of other things are happening too. Kind of started liking girls, and he cut me off right then. He goes, "That's good enough, Dad. Don't need any more information." And then I was like, "Am I embarrassing you?" And he's like, "Maybe a little." I was like, "All right." I was like, "We can talk about it later, but go with acne." He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with acne." I was like, "Sounds good."
You're like, "Yeah, acne."
Yeah.
You're
so
like,
some things haven't changed. I mean, I remember going through 8th grade health class, although I didn't have to ask my parents about that. That would have been. I guess that would have been okay. I don't know.
Yeah, but you didn't have texting back then. You just text it. You don't even have to say anything.
Well, my kids live with their mom. I mean, I see him, but yeah, he got that assignment that day, so he sent me a text. My son's hilarious. God, he's so funny.
Dude, that's awesome.
I don't know where he's gonna start. So if you go, I'm sure you've seen it, like on YouTube. These people that make money gaming, like they play video games. So my son
watch them play games.
They get paid a lot. Some of them get paid a lot of money. So my son he's gonna start doing that. He's gonna start gaming and recording, going on live on YouTube with it, and because apparently a lot of people told me, "Hey, you need to do this. Like this could be something for you." And so I'm very curious to see how that works out for him, because but it's crazy to me, like like we used to get in trouble when I was a kid for playing video games. Like if you didn't do your homework because you were playing video games, I got in trouble. Like I was like,
you can make money doing it.
Now it's a career.
Yeah,
it's a career. You can make a lot of money.
And walkthroughs and doing stuff where you're like doing your walkthrough through the video game so people can see it and not miss things and all this.
It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. My 14 to 15, soon to be 15-year-old son be making more money than me next year.
It's very possible.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. Just he can start paying my cell phone bill.
Tell him don't ever say anything crazy.
Yeah.
It will demonetize him quicker than.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But he's so smart. He's so smart. He does not. He's just so smart. I don't know where he got it from. My dad was pretty smart, so maybe he got it from him, but he didn't get it from me.
Yeah, that's funny because more often than not, like when you talk to somebody about their kids, they're like, "Where did I screw up, man? Where did I screw up?" And this one, you're like, "How the hell did I do this right?"
Yeah, I don't want to take credit for it. I just, they're just great kids. Yeah, so that's fun. Man. I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, it's a good thing going on.
I'm excited because my 6-year-old is doing the baseball and everything.
Yeah,
and a couple of days ago, they haven't played in 4 or 5 days or whatever because weather and the testing and all this other kind of bull crap. But he figured out how to actually swing the bat. I mean, he could swing the bat, but you know what I'm saying, like actually swing it like a baseball player. You're like you're swinging like you really actually want to hit the ball. Yeah. And so he finally did that. So I'm anxious. He's got a game tonight, so I'm anxious to see.
Oh, that's cool.
If he actually does it.
Yeah,
we're told we're gonna harass him too, because the whole thing is wife's Filipino, so tong tong, right? Penis, and so it's like the whole thing was like I was trying to teach him how to turn his hip and press into it and the whole thing, and I'm like putting my hand on his hip, make him turn it and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, bing, dog, turn your tong tong, then swing it.
It worked.
So the whole thing is the tongue, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Don't say that! Don't say that! Oh, no, Dad, don't say that!" And the whole. And so I'm just like, so I'm threatening him now. This is the fun part of it, because I'm like, dude, if you get up to bat, I'm like, me, and your ama, and Dehan, the little one, the 2-year-old, which is the loud, crazy asshole of the family. We're all gonna be yelling right at the fence, "Turn your tong tong!" Like, you want us to be screaming, "Turn your tong tong"? No, don't do that.
That's a threat. Man, like, he'll never leave that down. Then his coach will pick up on it. Be yelling at it. Like, turn the tongs on.
And there's another player on his team that their family's Filipino. So I was like, they'll definitely know what the hell's going on.
That's funny.
And it was like, so that's the big threat for tonight. I'm like, dude, don't get up there and swing like you used to. I was like, straight up, man, turn your tong tong.
Oh, that's funny.
He was like, no.
Kids are great.
No,
kids are pretty awesome. For
like
most of us, kids are great.
Yeah. If you can't harass them, then what's it worth? Man?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, my daughter's at the age where she's on the phone. She's got the headphones in, and not that bad. Like, she's with me, she'll take them out. She does. She definitely we get along real well. But yeah, she's at that 16-year-old age. She's turning 16.
Yeah, she have a good sense of humor, or is she like anyone that's not 16?
Oh man, girls at that age are. I did not see this coming, because there was a point somewhere between like 12 and 13. Where everything changed. Yeah. Because like up to 12, she was daddy's little girl. She just, she was just, my daddy's little girl. Like if I had a girlfriend, I think she would be super jealous. She didn't like that. I think she still is that way. But she just was always there. Now she's like too busy for that in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not really, but like she's just, it's not the same. She's
Yeah.
everything. She's too good for everything in a way. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a 15, 16-year-old way. She's kind of got that teenage girl thing. And it blew me away when it happened. So I was just asking for like what's going on? And like, like my girlfriend was like, oh, it's just that age.
Yeah.
That's how girls, that's how they act at that age. She'll grow out of it. Trust me, by the time she's 19, 20, she'll be back to being daddy's girl. But right now she's in.
They go through that, figuring out who
phase.
they are, and all that. I have a buddy of mine, his daughter, I think roughly the same age, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe a year or two either way. But if she's too much on her phone, like talking, not actually like doing, because they do homework and shit on their phone.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. But if she's just screwing around, he's basically, it's like I'll say every 10 minutes. I could be off on this. But basically every 10 minutes, he sends a picture of their either cat or dog's butthole. He's like texting that.
I'm going to remember that. That's a pretty good one.
That's a fucking nasty.
But
I was like, I thought it was
hilarious.
hilarious.
To get their attention.
Yeah. It's just
I'm going to steal that.
The
That's
hell
really
is
good.
this? Yeah.
Because I got a big old pit bull. I get a picture of that one. You can't miss that one. He's always got his tail up.
Oh, starfish. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Like, what the hell are you guys doing, man?
I'll probably get an ugly message from their mom then. What are you sending the kids?
Science. Let's blame it on science.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm hoping she'll be a veterinarian.
Maybe.
Be
a good job.
Yeah. Make some good money, right? I don't know.
I hope they make good money.
I really don't know, but
I don't want to be like some guys living at home with their parents till they're 30 or way worse.
Yeah, that's I temporary things, yes. I'm going to do the PC thing and say, yes, on occasion, shit happens in your advanced life that you got to live at home for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's 14 days.
I agree with
counting.
You. No, I have friends, and look, love you, but I've told them to their face that it's ridiculous that they live at home with their parents at 40 years old. And they have good jobs. And I'm just like, what? Like, well, I save all this money. I can buy all this stuff. And I'm like, be an adult.
No,
be an adult.
Like,
get your own place. Be an adult.
We have to change that.
It's common nowadays. It happens a lot. I think that happens a lot.
I don't know. There's a sibling that's in the early 30s that's still at home.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even understand how this happens, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I'm a little older than you, but we're not too far off. When we were younger, it was literally, when can I get the hell out of this place and have my things?
Yes.
My roof.
Yes.
My car. And you wanted it. You're like, I want this. Even if it's not great, you're like, fuck it, I want it. It's mine. I'm going to get it. And nowadays, it's like, it works here. It's good.
Yeah. No, I got out of high school. I signed up for the Air Force, and my date, I couldn't wait for that date.
You're done. You're gone.
Until I got there. Then I was like, oh, my God, what was I thinking? But then everything works out. But, I couldn't wait to get out of the house. Oh, man. I just wanted my own life.
No joke, man.
But, yeah.
You go internationally, have your own apartments and your own stuff, and you don't have to pay for, you're getting, it's part of your compensation, but you're not like dishing money out.
Yeah. No, military's great. I kind of thought back, like, man, why did I get out so quick? Like at the time, I was like, man, I can't wait to get out.
I see your memory's going.
Well, I saw, you know what it is, because I look at now, like I see these 15 and 20 year retirements. And I'm like, man, I could have had that and started my second career easily and had all those benefits. But, you're probably right. I remember at the time, I was like, it almost felt like I was a guy in jail. Like I got, 733 days till, I'm out. But
you get to that point, you're like, I just know. It's depending on what career field you're in the military, in the service, and what branch and all that stuff. It can be hellacious. It can be like the worst corporate job in the planet. Yeah. Or I had a buddy of mine that was the keysmith. So he was part of supply. He was Air Force. Okay. He was part of the supply squadron, and he was the keysmith. He was a locksmith.
That's all I did.
That's it.
Air Force has a lot of weird jobs like that.
And
like
it was
very civilian-like jobs.
Yeah. It was his deal, his office. He had an office that was a little bit bigger than this room. Yeah. And it was, all his stuff that was in there. And it was literally, he just kept his brick on him. And when he had to do shit, he did it. Otherwise, he had like a 10-year vacation, man. everything he did was international.
Uh,
Every base took care of him the same way.
There's
I'm
cool
like,
jobs though.
yeah.
Like I was a cop in the Air Force. And it was very much just like being a cop here in the real world. So it wasn't very much different, but it was fun. But then I don't know, deployments and stuff. That was kind of fun, but then it's not. Like there's like a fun period, and then there's like a not so fun period about it, and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was definitely it was a good experience. I was glad I did it. I enjoyed the military, but I don't know.
There's things I enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
There's some things that I wouldn't trade for it, and then there's some things that I, wish never happened. But whatever, it happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, okay, so it's better being a civilian. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You have your freedom, but I don't know. I guess you look back, you kind of think nostalgically about stuff. And,
yes, there are some things, and I'm not gonna lie. There's situations that take a command and a big bonus, or you can roll, right?
Yeah.
So okay, taking a big bonus and command, would that have made things easier and all that stuff? Because then you get huge fat retirements.
Yeah.
Your retirement's not regular anymore. It's very different at that status. And
I guess I'm at that age where I'm thinking about retirement.
Yeah.
A lot lately, and I know because I know I'm kind of at that point where retirement's coming.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I remember 10 years ago I didn't think about it. Now I'm like, okay, where's my status? How much money I got? What am I going to make at this point? How much more do I need to add to make a little more? Now I'm at that point, and it's because I see it, coming, and I feel so young still. So it's like weird to think of retirement because I feel young. I don't feel like I'm at retirement age, but I know I'm coming up on it.
Well, and you never, especially, so it's like when you reach retirement, it doesn't mean you actually have to retire.
Right.
It means you just get to do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
So you can still make money.
Yeah.
In retirement. So it's not like you're just gonna,
Yeah.
And I think there's that big misconception. And if you have the mindset of a worker and you're a go-getter, you're never really gonna retire.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna be in a standard job.
No, I have my plans for transitioning.
Yeah.
It's just weird to think about my police career coming kind of to a close. I'm kind of glad it is in a lot of ways. I mean, it's not there yet, but it's, I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
And I'm kind of glad because policing has changed so much since I started. And it's just not, being a police officer nowadays is, it's a different thing. We're experiencing some really difficult times. And here in Texas, it's the best of it as far as being a police officer because the rest of the country from the guys I talk to, especially like up in New York, the East Coast, and even the West Coast, man, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be a police officer there.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't see the benefit.
No, you're expected to not, everybody's gunning for you.
Yeah.
And if you do anything that looks even remotely like anything bad, not even bad is the right word, just that they can jump on you for.
Yeah.
They're going to jump on you. Officers getting charged with things, and it's just,
going, oh, man, it's crazy. Oh, random question.
Yeah.
Did you get any from service? Did you get anything towards your retirement when you came to?
So
to be an officer?
It didn't, not money.
Okay.
I didn't get money towards my retirement, but what I got.
Time.
Time, yes,
yeah.
I can buy my time. So the way, like in police work or whatever, they let you buy that time. So I had 4 years, so I can buy 4 years back. What that means exactly is basically I can retire 4 years quicker than normal. Doesn't add more money into my kitty, but it lets me, like with my military service, I could retire within 4 years, easy.
Okay,
and that would give me 20.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not going to do that. I want.
But your retirement would be less.
My retirement would be less because that's less money in there.
Okay.
So I want more money in there. So I'll keep putting more money in.
I always wondered that. It's one of those things that I was like, I've always wanted to ask somebody,
time.
And then I'll think about it, and then I'll have to have more conversation, and then it's gone. I'm like, crap. I just was curious if you guys.
So they let you buy. Yeah, they let you buy the years.
Yeah.
And but then you just lose that.
You lose 4 years of money.
That money.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you had to get out right away, then you take it.
Yeah.
But
why?
obviously, you want as big a check every month that you can to make doing other stuff easier. So yeah, you can buy that time.
Yeah.
I might do it. I might do it. I might.
You never know.
4 years from now, I might just say I'm done with this.
Because you could always buy a year, right? I mean, you don't have to do, or do you have to do all 4?
At that point, I'm sure you could just cut it down to a year or two.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it because I'm not interested in it. Yeah. But I bet you could. I'm sure.
You had that option.
I'm pretty sure they would let you do
even
that.
Even the last 6 months.
Because it's saving them money.
Dude. Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll be like, yeah, you want to take a year off of it? That's good for us.
Yeah.
Pay you a little bit less.
They're not going to care.
No, they probably want me to do it.
Yeah. Get fresh people in. They can poison their minds and do that. Whatever.
Nah, like I said, I wouldn't be starting off as a police officer nowadays. I don't know if I'd be wanting to jump into it right now.
Yeah, there's no way, man. Awesome. Well, dude, we went over, so we're done.
Oh, we always go.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
no, I mean over. It's just no time limit.
Yeah.
Around whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
it always goes by really fast. It's always
dude,
a lot
flies.
of fun. Yeah, every
I'm
time.
sitting there, we're talking. I'm like, I was like, oh crap. And like look down at the clock, and I'm like, yeah, it just goes super fast, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing this, man.
Man, it's fun. I always enjoy it. Whenever.
Yeah. So people watching, right? So people watching need to DM me, not him.
Yeah, please don't send me DMs because I get in trouble
any
if I get a
critical,
DM and it's like, oh my god, like I didn't ask for this.
Unless it's like animal buttholes, then please send those away.
Yeah, don't send them.
Your social media, you're gonna get about
no
10,000.
BBCs either, please.
Yeah, no,
it's gonna happen.
But so yes, you guys shoot me a message, shoot me a note. Let me know what you guys think, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a cool deal. So everybody enjoy it. Watch the playoffs. What's going on right now? NBA playoffs.
NBA playoffs. Rockets are up 2-0.
NHL playoffs.
I don't watch.
I have no idea.
Does hockey count? Who watches hockey?
I don't know.
Like 30 people in Canada?
Probably.
I'm sorry.
Canadians probably watch it.
Sorry. I know hockey's popular places. I'm just not into it.
Not here. I think we're saying it's like 85 outside right now.
It's not football, baseball, or basketball, or MMA. I'm not really interested.
You're like the big ones otherwise. It's like, go screw yourself.
Exactly. I'm an American.
Yeah. Sorry. So UFC 128 Saturday.
Yeah.
Fight night. Free one. The free one on Fox.
Edgar and Swanson are fighting, right? Is that on UFC 128?
I think that's the next
Is that the next fight night?
Yeah. That's
Man, what'd you think about Frankie Edgar and Brian Ortega?
Dude, yeah.
Ortega, T-City. You know, I met him. He did my Gracie Survival Tactics Level 1. I did that in Torrance at the Gracie Academy with Hinner and Ortega. They run it. They ran my class.
Mm-hmm.
They're there the whole time. He's the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah,
super friendly. Man, that dude's a
fierce
monster.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a future champion. I'm calling it. That dude.
What is his rank? Is he 4 now? What's his rank now?
Well, he should be.
Or he was 4.
He's a champion now, right? Or is he he's the interim champion?
Oh, they did the interim.
Yeah, he's the interim champion.
Oh, I totally didn't even pay attention to that because I saw, I saw the whole thing, but I was just like,
100% sure he's the interim champion now. So he's dude. Okay. Brian Ortega. The guy's.
So was he 4 going in?
I can't remember exactly because Edgar didn't have to take that fight.
Right. That's what I was saying. That's why I was confused because I was like, well, crap, and that's why I was like, I didn't know.
Now I feel like I'm blanking. I want to say he's interim champion.
No, he is
because they set that as an interim championship. Yeah. And the cool thing was that Edgar didn't have to take that fight, but he's such a warrior. Freaking love Frankie Edgar too. Like, I'm a huge Edgar fan.
Yeah, he's been great for you.
But I was super happy for Ortega. I was totally going for Ortega the whole time. Like that kid that's a good kid, and we need more people like him.
I was concerned because it wasn't a have-to fight, like that type of situation. Like not like his skill level was jacked up, but I was concerned in the sense that sometimes you don't have to take a fight or you do something short notice or you do those things. Weird things happen. But I was concerned in that regard. But he's good. Ortega's got the
he's very legit. And
Ortega's
didn't even get to see his jiu-jitsu in that fight.
No.
He has tremendous jiu-jitsu. If you're, he's at another level. He's going to be around a while. He's going to have some epic fights, I think.
I'm running through my brain that I don't think he's ever had any legit injury yet, right?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, he hasn't. He's only been fighting a couple years. Well, that's not true. Only a couple years. He's only been kind of in that UFC stratosphere for
not 2 years yet.
Maybe. Well, I'm gonna say 3. I think he had his first UFC fight right after. Actually, I was there. He was. I think he had just had his first. He was having his first UFC fight. So it's been maybe 3 years.
Oh,
I think he's been in there, but he's pretty sure he's undefeated at this point. I think.
Yes. In the UFC.
Yeah, in the UFC. In the
UFC.
I don't know about.
That's what I'm trying to think. Because they always talk and like, oh, here's his record. Well, here's his UFC record. Well, then here's this and here's that. And then I'm not gonna lie, I get jumbled.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, he's got the backing, like the Hinner Gracie guys and the Gracie, like he has got the base and the support system, and he's got his head on right. Yeah. Like he's got his head on right.
Is he out of 10th Planet?
No, he's out of the Gracie Academy.
Oh, no,
he trains under Hinner Gracie.
Okay,
that's where he trains at. I mean, he bounces around. He's like most
they all do that.
Guys, he's training in different places.
But
his home base is the Gracie Academy in Torrance.
Yeah,
super nice guy. Love that guy. I'll always cheer for him, man. The UFC needs more guys like him. Yeah. They need the colorful guys too. But
a good mix of both.
I'm excited about him. They talk about him fighting Nurmagomedov, and like it's some type of like a 155 fight. I've heard them talk about, because they talk about him maybe taking that fight.
That would be interesting.
This as a stand-in, but I guess the whole disaster of the last card, it didn't happen.
But there was something because. Was he not going to make weight? There was something with him, though. I'm trying to think.
I don't know what happened with Ortega. I know he got called, and Max Holloway got called. And Max Holloway got called first, so Max Holloway took it.
Yeah.
And then when whatever happened with Max Holloway happened, like he had, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened with him. Where he had to go to the hospital, and he had to drop out. Something happened.
Yeah.
And so then, like the last second was Ally and Quinta.
Yeah.
Which I know we didn't talk about Khabib fight, but what happened? That was bizarre. I don't know what happened in that fight. I
was just unimpressed.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's an anomaly, but I don't know.
That's what a lot of people are trying to say. It very well can be.
Because it's a weird situation.
Because by the time he fought, it was definitely 4 different fighters.
Yeah.
That he was potentially going to fight.
Yeah.
Going into that, and 3 of those were in the last 72 hours.
Yeah,
right?
It was a weird situation all the way around.
Yeah.
You had the disaster with McGregor.
Yeah.
Did you trained for what's his name? The original guy who was going to fight, which is a completely different fighter than Ally and Quinta. And the 10th Planet guy. And
Al's tough, dude. People are like,
no, Al's really tough.
Yeah.
No, he's tough. He survived that fight. I was impressed with Al, but it was not a great fight.
Yeah.
So
it's me. It's like I'm like, well, did Holloway miss his way? Was it Ortega? There was so much crap going on that.
I would like to see Ortega in there. I think that would have been pretty interesting, because I tell you what, those ground exchanges might be different. I know Nurmagomedov is an incredible wrestler and all that stuff, but just telling you, or I don't know. There's so much going on. I like to see Ben Askren in the UFC.
Yeah.
I like to see him fight Nurmagomedov. I like to see that little wrestling match, because I think that might not go the way Khabib thinks it would go.
Yeah. Watching him fight, past fights and this one, he has been dominant, but not. It just didn't seem dominant.
Right.
Like it was just sort of things just sort of fell right. The cards fell right.
Ragdoll guys. You grab him and wrestle him out wrestle him, and just hold him down and beat him up. And I don't think he's clearly a one-trick pony.
Yes.
Like, his stand-up is not good.
It is
not good.
No.
And if he can't take somebody down with more legit stand-up, like if you say a McGregor. So if you can't, now McGregor hasn't shown himself to be very good at defending the takedown, but if he's getting better, like don't think that guy's not getting better.
Yeah.
If he can't take him down, or if he catches him with that lightning in the left hand, man, Khabib, I don't know what his chin's like. I haven't seen him take a lot of shots, so I don't know if he can handle taking something like that.
That's one. Yeah,
right.
McGregor's got that awkward left, man. That
reach.
It popped one of the greatest boxers of all times a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did. So he caught that, man. I'm telling you, that uppercut on Mayweather. He was not. When you watch it, he was not ready for that.
No.
He was like, oh, I don't want to say ready. I don't want to discount him like that, but
he didn't expect it.
It caught him.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit extra respect. Okay. That's not
he
happening.
Changed it.
That's not happening again.
That uppercut happened, and 20 seconds later, Mayweather was fighting differently.
Yeah, he's like, that's not happening again.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. A little serious.
Yeah,
a little more serious.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Mayweather would destroy McGregor in
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 fights in boxing matches.
Yeah, boxing.
Let's be real. But he gained respect.
Yeah, look, I love it. I thought it was fun.
It was fun, dude. It was a lot of fun, man.
So anyway,
whatever.
Awesome. So much coming up.
I know. So thank you, everybody. UFC 128 Saturday, and then that'll be a good card. Watch it. For those that bet, there's some good betting opportunities. So just check that out. Look at those close ones. I'll say it that way. I don't want to give anybody specific advice because then I'm liable.
Yeah, I don't bet.
There's some close ones. Maybe look at the Smith fight. Just look at it. There could be a good betting opportunity.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the card. I have to.
Yeah, you have to.
I know it's Lee and Kevin Lee and what's his name's fighting, right? I'm blanking on it.
So
but yeah,
the B crap. Just went blank.
Yeah.
The brain. So
yeah.
For those watching, you already know me. I suck so bad with names. It is absolutely absurd.
Yeah. Well, no. That fight's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy. Yeah.
But anyway, so check the Smith fight out. Okay. Cool. Peace, everybody. Thank you. See you guys. Awesome. So
Damn, it's
neat.
killing me now.